Chairman, thank you, Mr. Secretary. As I'm sure you're aware, in 2002, the VA reinterpreted the language of the Agent Orange Act of 1991 to apply only to veterans who actually set foot in the Republic of Vietnam or served in the inland waterways of Vietnam, or brown water veterans. Veterans who served on ships or blue water veterans were not included and must prove service connection and exposure to Agent Orange. However, proven exposure to blue water for blue water veterans is nearly impossible due to a lack of record keeping and the inability to know the precise location of the dioxins, in this case Agent Orange, in the air or water runoff. The VA continues to deny claims for brown water Navy veterans despite studies showing higher rates of cancer and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma among shipboard veterans than those who fought on the ground in the country. This year I introduced legislation to right this wrong, H.R. 299, the Blue Water Navy Veterans Act, which has over 270 bipartisan co-sponsors, including over half of this distinguished subcommittee. While I stand ready to work with my colleagues to pass this bill, the Department of Veterans Affairs has the power to right this wrong itself without the help of Congress. Have you been made aware of this issue since you have taken over as Secretary, and to your knowledge, is the VA working towards a solution on this issue?
Thank you for that question. Yes, I have been made aware of this issue. I would say 20% of my inbox is on this issue, so I hear from a lot of people. What I have done is I have actually sat down and I have met with some of the leaders in this Blue Water Navy movement to understand exactly what they believe the science shows and what they're recommending. Commander Wells is certainly one of them, John Rossi, another that I've recently met with in my office. They have followed up with additional information, which I really appreciated because I'm trying to bring myself up to speed on this. The VA's position on this has been pretty much the science isn't there. I'm not convinced that's the full story, and so I have asked them for additional information and additional recommendations so that, as you said, if the Department of Veteran Affairs has the ability, and I agree with you, to change some of these, and if the evidence suggests that that's the right thing to do for veterans, I am going to recommend that. So this is very active. I can tell you this week alone I've been reviewing additional studies. So I will be, certainly willing to engage in further conversation with you, and I am aware of your legislation.
Thank you, and I do appreciate the fact that you acknowledge that there is other science out there, because there are some studies out there that, especially with the way that they treat the water, clean the water, that actually says it concentrates the chemicals and makes the situation worse for those serving.